A lot of us are familiar with the persimmon tree, one of our native tree species here in Oklahoma. Now, we seldom ever see persimmon trees offered for sale at nurseries and garden centers for one main reason. They're one of the favorite food sources of the webworm caterpillar. And on years when we have a lot of webworms, a lot of our persimmon trees are completely defoliated. So for that reason, it's probably not a good idea to put them in the landscape, but we can enjoy them in the natural landscape out in the wild. And if there's a home addition that's being built and there is a group of persimmon trees nearby, those could be left to be enjoyed. The persimmon tree, I think, is very attractive. I like the interesting green color. It looks a little bit different than a lot of the other green leaved trees we have out in the wild. And the bark, I think, is also very attractive. It's a dark color and it's deeply fissured. Kind of gives a very distinctive look when you're looking at these trees out in the wild. The wood of the persimmon tree is a unique type of wood. It's very heavy, it's very dense and close grained. It's used to make billiard cues, and up until about 10 years ago it was used to make the wooden heads of golf clubs. This is a blank for a wooden driver made of persimmon wood, and you can still occasionally find these and find people still using persimmon wood golf clubs. Now, the fruit or the persimmons of the persimmon tree are very attractive when they are loaded on the trees in the fall. They sort of look like Christmas ornaments, all these little salmon orange colored fruits decorating the tree sometimes after the leaves fall. They are relished by all sorts of wildlife, and they're also tasty for us humans as well. But you don't want to eat one if it's too green, because if you've ever tasted a green persimmon, it can really make you pucker up. But once they do ripen and the fruit gets mushy, sometimes like maybe after a frost, they are very tasty. Now, another thing we can do with persimmons, and particularly the persimmon seeds, is to predict the severity of the winter weather. If we slice open a persimmon seed, we can see the shape of the embryo, and it will be roughly in the shape of an eating utensil, a spoon, a knife, or a fork. And that will let us know what kind of a winter we're going to have. So I'm just going to slice one open here, being very careful that I don't cut myself. Got it sliced there. And right here you can see the little embryo, and this one is a spoon, or maybe a small shovel. It has a rounded head and the little stem or little handle of the utensil there. Now, if you do this to, say, 10 seeds and you see which one you have the most of, you can tell what kind of a winter it will be. If you have mostly spoons, that means you're going to have a winter that is cold and a lot of snow, a lot of heavy, wet snow. If you have mostly forks inside your persimmon seeds, that means you're going to have a mild winter with light, powdery snow. If you have mostly knives inside your persimmon seeds, that means the winter is going to be not very much snow, but a lot of really bitter cold winds. Well, we did our own test, and right over here you can see the seeds that we cut open, and almost every one of the seeds was a spoon. So if this folklore holds true, that means we're going to have a winter this year with a lot of heavy, wet snow. So you might gather up some persimmons, open them up, get the seeds out, and do your own weather predicting test.